the scene setup that we've got going on here is we've got a player game object which has got a sprite renderer attached and a player controller component attached. So if we open this up and start editing, what we're going to do in this script is we're going to make the player move based on whether the left or the right arrow key is pressed on the keyboard. So we do that by calling Input.GetKey. So we'll do that in an if statement. We'll look for the key code, left arrow key, is it? Yeah. So this if statement will return true while the left arrow key is down. There's also a slight alternative to this. You can do a get key down, which will return true just the frame that the key has been pressed, and a get key up, which will return true just as it's released. So first we'll take the current position of the player, we'll cache that off by calling transform.position. We'll then affect the X property to move it slightly to the left if the left arrow key is down, and then we'll reassign that back to the transform when that's finished. Yep, moving to the left. We can do the same for the right key. Then just to make things a little bit nicer and cleaner, we'll have a const value for the speed. Rather than repeating 0.1. Try your left and right arrow key. Yep, it's moving left and right. Cool. So this works fine, but it's secretly buggy. So if we run this on a device that's running at 30 frames per second, this update function is going to be called 30 times in 1 second. If we run on a better device that's running 60 times a second, this update function is going to be called twice that, 60 times a second. So when we get through to here, it's going to be adding this speed on 60 times rather than 30 times. So you'd find out that on better devices, your player is going to be moving around a lot faster. And we can easily get around that by multiplying our speed by a value called delta time, which is the time between this frame and the previous frame. So if this gets run 60 times in 1 second, it's going to be our speed times by 1/60th. And if it's run 30 times a second, our speed times by 1/30th. So every second, this value is going to add up to 1 over those frames, which means we'll have to increase our speed a little bit. Set this to something like 2.5 to make it a little bit faster now. So that's 2.5 units per second. We can still move left and right just as before, but it will be the exact same speed on any device that we run it on now. So that's it for keyboard input and movement. There's a link to the Github repo for this series in the video description. The next video in the series will dive into animation and animators. Thanks for watching.